ISIS.
You guys just want to go down?
I can go. Where should I go? Here? Right in the middle. In the middle. Stand for it. Okay. Wait, hold on. Don't start time yet.
I got you.
Okay. Start. My name is Jeremy Ambian and I'm running for one of your Barrio co-chairs. So why do I want to run for Barrio? I want to run for Barrio because it is next year is a time to commemorate our 20 years on campus, and it's very important to me to really honor the legacy of UFC for 20 years on this campus. I also love the community built because of Barrio. I do wish that the community built after Barrio was sooner, but therefore in the process of planning Barrio, I would suggest starting practices before winter quarter, and so everyone would be engaged into Barrio fall quarter. As a USP president of Seattle Park last year, I have the experience to be your Barrio co-chair. I have planned numerous assemblies, so much so that I can't count them on my hands. I've planned the prom, I've planned Olympic week, and I just want to be a part of a night of festivities, a night that demonstrates a close-knit community. And I want to be your Barrio co-chair because I want to represent the club, and I want your membership input. Thank you. Sorry, I went over time.
Yeah. Okay. So hi everyone, my name is Munoz, and I'm running for Barrio Chair next year. And the reason why I'm running is because I've been a part of it since freshman year, not only as a dancer, but as an actor and a costume chair shadower. So I've had that experience. And then as a sophomore year, I was able to get the honor of being chosen as their Dex chair, which I learned a lot from that. It's a lot of hard work, small details come with a lot of work, and how to manage your time. And this year, I was asked to be a Dex costume chair. And so that was also another thing where I learned a lot of different things, how to be organized and actually engaging with the dancers and measuring them. And so I feel like I have had the experience to be a Barrio chair because I've seen and I've been a part of the Barrio committee in planning all of these past Barrios. So if you think that I would be good for that, then I would love your vote. Thanks. Woo!
Hi everyone, my name is Christine Agabao. Just a little background, a little context about myself. I'm in third year, so I'm a junior, biology major. So the reason why you should vote for me for Barrio co-chair is because I have a type A personality. I'm all about organization and person-to-person skills, so interrelational skills. So when it comes to planning, when it comes to the actual execution, I'm all about talking to a person. I don't like emails, I don't like phone calls, I'll take them. I prefer not to, so I'm all about talking to people, having actual meetings, although meetings are difficult to have with people considering we're all in college. That's okay because I will stay up until 3 in the morning if you need me to. It's all about people, and I think that's what UFC is all about, and with it being the 20th Barrio, it's definitely just about connecting with everyone and bringing that back. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Robert, and I really believe that planning an event, especially Barrio, since it is the highlight of UFC's year, it is really important to be able to have gone through the experience of planning an event. So I helped with tech last year, I was tech chair this year, I helped with Foster Jam, and if you ask Shohei, I also helped this weekend with Luau. And so I really believe that you have to have those skills because it comes down to it, and it's really hard to plan an event like that. So just a little story, my freshman year also, I wasn't that involved with UFC because I was working so much at the cave. And so, not until I came to a volunteer meeting and Matt Novita was able to pick me up and help part of Barrio. And so from then on, I was able to, get to know more people in UFC. And because I was able to do that, it made me realize that I want to help in that process for people to get closer, especially in a club this big. So that's why I really want to become Barrio chair. And please help me continue on the legacy that is #MattMobita.
Barrio co-chair. So ever since the 7th grade, I attended my first Barrio Fiesta, and the year after that, my brother Jerome became co-chair. And after being after witnessing his own work come into play, I wanted to be a part of Barrio in the future. And my dreams came true this year as I played many different roles in the play. I played a girl, etc. From that, I hope you guys know that how much I'm dedicated to being a part of Barrio as well as UFC in general. Along the lines of next year being the 20th anniversary, I hope to bring to the table new ideas and plans. And to end my thing, I just like to say that I'd be willing to work with any of these nominees. And I'd rather have you guys vote for 2 compatible nominees than just because of favoritism and all that stuff. Vote for me!
How's it going, everybody? My name is Evan, and I'm currently running for the Barrio Fiesta chair of Seattle University's United Filipino Club. I'm a sophomore. Sorry, it's not introductions. This is this year was my first year I really got involved on campus with the cultural events the way I really wanted to. UFC and all the other cultural clubs on campus really were a great outlet and really were a good place for me to come as a freshman to really get to know people and bond. And in Barrio this year really showed me the magnitude of really how much community involvement there is and how important it is that we still remain and have these cool cultural events. Some of the experiences I have, I was the PR chair for Barrio this year. I was in charge of, the flyers, visuals, et cetera, and yeah. What other things I'm supposed to say? I'm really excited for next year. We have a great bunch of people who are very passionate about Barrio. Oh, it's over already?
Our last week, Dana's not able to leave, so she has
and I want to be your Barrio co-chair. One of my favorite things to do is plan events, and I've had a lot of experience doing so. Since Barrio is UFC's biggest event, I think I'd be ready for the job. If you vote for me, I guarantee planning will start as soon as possible. I want practices to be fun, not stressful, so we'll start early on in the coming school year. Overall, I want Barrio planning to be smooth, low stress, and fun. So with open ears and an open mind, I'm ready to be your Barrio co-chair.
Okay, so we're going to have 2 questions chosen by the audience, 1 question from Matt, and 2 questions from Matt and Noel.
Switch, you guys. Don't worry. Smile.
Okay, so we're gonna go. Matt and I are gonna ask you guys first. Being Barrio chair, you were everyone's gonna look at you and you set the vibe going up to Barrio and the day of Barrio, and you guys are gonna be working with your friends, and you're gonna have to cross some barriers, being working as friends and working as professionals. And what I'm curious is how you guys are going to get people to do what you want to do. Say they want to be oh, it's friend time, but it's actually professional time right now. So how are you going to address to them that things need to get done without giving off this aura that you're controlling or too like serious and trying to, and then you just completely kill the vibe?
Well, personally for me, if I'm chosen to be a Barrio chair, I would mention to them in a first meeting expectations, both as a chair and part of the committee, and in that expectation make not like a signed contract, but just a verbal contract saying that, hey, like, we respect each other, I signed this, and I hope to get it done by this time. And if they need a reminder, then I'll give them that. But yeah, I would just mention my expectations, and hopefully in return that will be given to me.
So going off of that, you got to remind them that this is an event for all of us. So if they want to be part of it, they got to make sure that they're doing their part to make it happen. So you got to tell them that. And I mean, there's always going to be the problem of the new people who are just going to come in. So yeah, they're going to think it's a fun event and all. So you got to tell them early on ahead and be like, hey, we're serious and we want to make this happen. So please help us and, don't kill it. So that's how you just got to tell them.
As Barrio chair, I think you have to maintain, there's friendships on one end, UFC is made out of friendships, and there's professionalism at the other end. And you really need to maintain and establish that professionalism before Barrio even starts. I believe that, like Haya said, you need to set some ground rules, that this is the 20th anniversary, and this is a big deal for all of our clubs, so you need to hold your weight. And as Barrio chair, obviously I'm not a mean person. I hope I'm not a mean person. And so, even though I can be assertive, but there's a way to be assertive yet kind, It's not something personal, and you need to reiterate that to the group.
I think that early plannings and expectations are a huge part about how smoothly everything goes. Last year, Matt Noel started things really early, and then also understanding that you're creating a group of people who they all have the same goal, and and in order to fulfill that goal, we all have to be on the same page, and we all have to understand that we have roles. And those roles come before everything, and also showing people what we're doing so that we can lead by example. So I think that a strong cabinet and early planning is huge for that.
Yeah, to add on to that, there is a place and time for everything. There will be times where we will say yes as co-chairs, whoever is nominated, and there will be times where we will say no. Just as what Jeremy said, professionalism as co-chairs, we would have to be organized and have to stay on top of things. And I'm not gonna cry, but I was texting my brother earlier, and he basically told me qualities and qualifications as a co-chair, and he basically told me to not be that person who's always a hard ass. If as a co-chair and a leader, if you're always a hard ass, things aren't going to be as enjoyable. And as co-chair, Barrio co-chair, we want to have the events and practices leading up to Barrio and Barrio itself enjoyable.
Oh, well, my philosophy is there's a difference between talking at a person and talking to a person. So if they're doing something and it's not really on the deadline that has been set, just kind of asking them why, if they need help, is something going on, because sometimes there's an underlying factor that I don't know about, and talking to them is a lot better than just kind of poking them and prodding them and just being like, yo, what happened? Instead of, do you need help? What's going on? So that's my philosophy.
All right, so I think I have a pretty direct question for you guys. Meanwhile, had a lot of things that we set up to accomplish at the beginning of the year, but some of them we failed to do. So just based on your experience of Barrio PSs in the past, what is one thing you'd really like to improve upon, and how do you plan to do this in real life?
Depending on when Barrio is actually set, since it's the 20th Barrio, I believe that if we start setting things earlier, well, as in the summer, then we'll be able to get things done a lot faster and make the 20th anniversary the best.
I think that we always have problems, we know how CES is. So I feel like one improvement that needs to be made is to actually go to them in person, because emails, they reply heck long, and it's just okay, but so going in person right in the beginning and telling them in person, hey, we need rooms for practices, we have this event, can we have them? So that's what I would do.
Something that I would do with practices and just organization in general would be to utilize the university, because we have a ton of classrooms because we're a school. So using that, the Fine Arts Building has a lot of rooms. They have a lot of dance studios in there, so utilizing that. I know the gym is always booked. They have classes. As for organization, starting in the summer is definitely helpful, but following up using Google Docs, if anyone has an idea, definitely post it and make it public to the committee, because that, everybody bouncing off ideas is a lot more effective than two people talking over coffee.
I think before even practices is involvement within the dances. This year we sort of had a scarcity with some of the dances, and I think just by setting off the tone with Barrio, how important it is from the get-go, is what really draws people in, and just promoting it, constantly promoting it, and really like partnering up with the PR, partnering up with everyone within the club. That Barrio is such a big deal, and it's very important to us in that everyone will be participating, and there will be a scarcity within like dances or skit or anything like that.
Just coming off from being a tech chair, I saw that there was a big problem with like sound sometimes. So I was thinking of somehow, especially since we do a skit, we can somehow make it so that people in the back don't feel like, they're kind of lost in the cause. And just kind of going off basically what everyone else said, communication is really key, because sometimes people fail to communicate, and therefore, like sometimes emails don't really go well, so that's why I was saying we have to go up to them, we have to talk to them, and not just with CES, it's just like with everyone too. And so we just have to enforce communication.
Yeah, I definitely agree on the communication aspect. Last year, this last Barrio as being a PR chair, we had our weekly meetings, but still sometimes I felt that, like I was out of the loop, or I felt that I wasn't getting enough with the other Barrio chairs. And so I think that, really creating a more current communication between all the Barrio chairs, as well as with the people who are going to be involved with Barrio, which is all of you guys, is super important. And, we started really early last year, and, things don't always go as they planned, but, that communication is key to getting anything done, or just understanding where people are at.
So this one's kind of a two-part. So first question, have you talked to any past Barrio chairs in preparation to run for this position? And if so, with the advice they've given you, how will you take that advice to heart, and how will you use it to make Barrio your own?
So I've actually talked to a lot of the different Barrio chairs, not just the ones that we really know, but even the past ones. So I've had cousins who have been Barrio chairs, and I've talked to Sarah, and I've talked to Jenbo, and I've talked to Elisa. And every time that you put an event, it's not going to go exactly perfectly how you envision it. So everyone has their own way of telling me, oh yeah, we could have improved it this way and that way. And just by listening to that, you can get a little bit of everything. And obviously you want to fix everything and make it perfect too, but it's not exactly going to work the way that you want it to. So I will obviously make mistakes if I become Barrio chair, and then I can give that to the next person so that they can learn, and it'll just keep on being an improvement process, because we're going to have more Barrios to come. So.
I actually talked to Lisa, Jimbo. I can name off other people, but primarily Lisa and Jimbo. And one of the things that we talked about was the demand for Barrio, and we always sell out, And one of the ways to go about that, in my opinion, is maybe to have a soft opening for students, dedicated for students, and then a more formal opening dedicated for alumni and parents, because a big population of our Barrio attendees are parents, and that sort of takes the place of other students, And so by having these two openings, you're you're practicing, and you can really you're practicing, and you can learn from the first opening.